LaMalfa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I did want to touch on the issue on commercial aircraft and the mask wearing issue with COVID. I want to address this to Mr. Soskin. Last month, we had 27 of us sent a letter to TSA and CDC about their decision to renew the mandate through September 13, at least. Not even sure when they're going to review the length of time, but we asked them to review the policy and remove or modify it for passenger commercial aircraft. What we're getting is reports of 75% of the unruly passengers report this year because of the mask situation. I think we've all seen the videos of people getting pretty roughed up there if their 2-year-old doesn't have the mask on or it's not on the right way, and this is while people are on the plane that are not even wearing theirs correctly with the enforcement or what have you. So we know that the aircraft themselves have extremely efficient filters that do a good job through the HEPA filters of circulating the air through the aircraft and cleaning it. So the situation is such that people are getting extremely frustrated, and that we're asking TSA and CDC to look at this sooner rather than after the complete summer season is over with. So what was the consideration for the social effects for people that are on passenger planes and the interaction this would cause with passengers and flight personnel on the aircraft? Has that been considered by DOT at all? Are you aware of, Mr. Soskin?
Representative LaMalfa, first let me express that we take extremely seriously the issue of unruly passengers on aircraft and the potential impact on aviation safety. Our criminal jurisdiction here overlaps with the FBI's, and it's important to note that FAA has instituted a zero tolerance policy and can pursue civil penalties, including increasingly more significant fines for unruly passengers as they work to keep the onboard environment safe. We haven't done any work at this time in looking at the mask policy specifically. As you know, it's an evolving public health environment. We saw the new CDC guidance and OMB guidance, as well as that from I understand, the congressional doctors over the last few days regarding masking in non-aviation environments. I do appreciate your highlighting, however, the efficiency of the filters on commercial aircraft. I think it's, of course, important for members of the traveling public to recognize all the safety measures that are in place to keep commercial aviation safe.
Well, it's exciting to hear about the zero tolerance policy, but I'm talking about, real people that are trying to travel here. And, if they do have kids, if they do have people with special needs, it seems there's some really overzealous enforcement going on. And I think for the flight personnel themselves, I hear the browbeating by the people announcing as the flight is going along, wear the mask. They're basically, it's really becoming an atmosphere that's not pleasant for something that is been on the wane here lately for, the mask mandates. Now we're going back and forth on mask mandates in this very body here, that a lot of politics being played around it, as you might be hearing, that on one side of the building in the House, it's a strong mandate, and on the Senate side, it doesn't seem to be as big of a problem. So somewhere in the rotunda, there's a transition, how big the threat is. But I think we need to take a really good look at how this is affecting the morale of passengers as flights are picking up once again, people with special needs, people with small children, and just the general attitude. It's not helping the airlines, it's not helping those personnel to have to be these hardcore enforcers on that. So is that something that you see there being an issue, Mr. Soskin?
Again, we have not engaged in any work to look specifically at the mask mandate or its effects. It is an area of overlapping responsibility among DOT and TSA, as well as the FBI for enforcement. And I think my staff and I would be happy to discuss that question.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that FBI piece there. So that's something. Okay, well, thank you for your time, Mr. Chairman. I'll yield back.